Hello and welcome to another episode of Feeding Fatty. This is Roy.
This is Terry.
So we are the podcast that's chronicling our journey through trying to get healthy, which includes changing some eating habits as well as getting a better exercise pattern. But we've also been trying some some different things that we'd like to share. I think today we want to talk about, and I'm going to let you say it since I definitely have a trouble pronouncing it.
You say it.
It's Reiki.
Yay!
I don't know. I call it Rieke.
Not
but
Rieke.
That's what,
Rieke don't lose that number.
That's right. That's going on. Somebody said, at least we know you're from Fort Worth the way you say it like that.
That's right.
But anyway, we just both went and experienced our first, I've been once, and Terry's actually been twice, so we're just going to talk about that for, a few minutes, and it was interesting. I don't know, where do you want to start with that? But
let's talk about what it is. And Reiki healing, it's targets your energy flow, removes, blocks if you have certain blocks in certain areas. You go and you have, I guess, just for lack of a better definition, you go and you lay on a table. It's like a massage table. So it's like massaging without the muscle manipulation and all of that. I mean, they do touch upon, certain points, like on your forehead. And it's just, everything is energy, and your chakras, there are 7 chakras, and they kind of focus on your chakra areas and try to figure out where you have blockages, or where your energy needs to kind of flow up, needs to keep going.
That was an interesting part, talking about that. I mean, we'll get into it, I guess, a little bit more, but in all fairness, first off, we are having some terrible internet issues that we have actually suspended. Luckily, we had a bunch of episodes that we'd already taped, but we're doing this recording on the first week of May, but 2021. So we've been having some internet issues, and we've actually had to suspend taping on all of our podcasts just because we've tried and, we've gotten to the middle and failed. So first off, we'll just apologize if you do watch this on the video. It may be a little bit jerky. The audio should be fine. It's taped a different way, but, we are getting that worked on. We've got not quite a mile worth of cable that they're going to bury down here, and hopefully we've started the prep work at the house, and they've also got the pavement marked, like they're thinking about digging pretty quickly. So anyway,
we're on their schedule, basically.
Yeah, we're holding our fingers on that. Nobody will give us a for sure date. So anyway, we're hanging on. We'll do the best we can, but just wanted to bring that up first. But second, this young lady, and part of the reason I bring that up is because this young lady who we went to was scheduled to be on the show. We really want to talk to her and get her on here. So as soon as we get some reliable, stable internet back, we will definitely do that. And she is a friend of your daughter's, is how we found her.
Yeah, Peyton is a Reiki master, and I've had her explain what all of that is, because I've kind of stayed away from it because I didn't really understand it. I mean, I do understand that everything is energy, and then you lose me from there until I did the Reiki session. And then, you can kind of liken it to acupuncture, I guess, but I've never done that either. But they do compare the two, or I don't know. It's pressure points in certain areas, and your feet and your hands and all of that, and they can kind of feel they feel warmth, and you actually feel warmth. You don't really see what they're doing, but
and part of the reason I kind of agreed to go do this was, I'm interested in it, definitely, for sure, because I don't know about it. So, definitely going, checking it out and seeing. But, part of my deal is, we struggle. I struggle, can make, go for 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months on, eating good. And then I just have a complete come apart. So part of my reasoning for wanting to go was just the fact of, I feel like there's some kind of a block, maybe something I don't remember, some trauma, or, I think it's also a lot of, we've discussed this before, a lot of different bad learned habits. And, the one we usually kind of key on is the whole ice cream factor that, that was a bit large part of my life growing up. Celebrations, when things were bad, it's like, anytime anything happened, it was like, well, let's head to the drugstore and get some ice cream. And
The drugstore.
yeah. So, yeah, that was back in the day.
For the
before
Woolworth counter.
But, so I don't necessarily think that it has to be something traumatic that happened. I think part of it can be, just learn habits over time and you associate good and bad with this. And anyway.
And sometimes you just don't know. You don't know if there's a trauma. Like you continuously reinforce how happy your childhood was. You just have all of these great memories, and you just don't know until you start diving into different areas and see if maybe something can come up, Right. Yeah, and that's why I wanted to do this. That's why I was interested. And it was weird because, my experience with it was, like you said, you lay on a table in a quiet room, and I love it with the Asian music playing, and then we have the, the incense and the oils and just a lot of good sensory stuff going on. But I tell you what, I don't remember her touching my head, but I know she placed I could feel her walk behind me, and she must have placed her hand over my forehead, and I guarantee you it was like a hot coal setting on my forehead. I mean, the heat was so intense that I can't even explain it. Did you get a headache afterward or anything? I mean,
I felt a little bit drained, but the other thing she did, she cut my ears, and then I've got an acute problem with one of my shoulders where I'd hyperextended it years ago, carrying something heavy, and it like tore the tendons where they go into my arm, the little arm socket, and so I have inflammation. But anyway, it gives me trouble every now and then. But it's funny, after she moved away from my head, that shoulder was the very first place that she went, which is just strange to me. And the other thing she told me too was, like my upper body, my head and my chest were holding a lot of heat and energy, and she was trying to move that down into my legs. She said, because that's where we make changes and how, things are, I guess, down into your knees, into your lower body area. So anyway, it was just, to me, it was a very interesting experience. I will go back and do it again just because. But what about you? Anything that out of the ordinary for you?
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry. I just want to say, don't talk yet.
No.
No, the other thing I was going to say is it's funny that I don't know, after she was kind of around my head, it wasn't, it was just like all of a sudden I kind of felt like I was in that limbo between consciousness and sleep. Just having these weird thoughts or dreams. It's kind of almost like, you're having those dreams that you just can't remember.
Yeah.
They're kind of weird, but they have some reality based into it but you can really, it just wasn't clear. But anyway, so all that was going on. And then it was like things went silent. It was like my upper body, my chest and everything just swole up with just all of this energy. And I had 3 words that came to me were, strength, wisdom, and patience. And that, what I had gone through. I went on a Thursday, had a really bad Tuesday, and then Thursday afternoon was terrible. I mean, it was just the pits. And so
you did not want to go. You didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I just meant, it's just funny how it was such a bad time. And usually I don't have times that are that bad for those reasons. But anyway, it was just terrible. And just those 3 words that came to me, I really needed to hear at that time. So I thought that was kind of strange. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't really get any clear-cut words I'm just having a hard time explaining what happened. But, after after we were finished, she said that my throat chakra was where she felt the blockage, the most heat. And that has to do with communicating your, just getting your point across, like I'm having a great time doing now. Just getting your point across, and I've had a hard time with that lately, and I don't. There's just so many things going on that I just can't get in the right direction to explain what's going on. But I actually did feel afterwards like I had a massage. I wanted a nap. I felt so relaxed. And there were certain areas, the second time that I went, I was having some tingling and some, not pains, but just like some sharp feelings. And then there were some tinglings around it, and it was like where her hands were, and I couldn't tell where she was, but she felt, oh yeah. I mean, that was like, I figured it was my digestive. I was hungry or something. I don't know. But it was very constant and it just flickering and tingly. It was a good experience both times. It was just different both times. Right. And she and I didn't discuss anything in detail as far as what was going on, if I was having any pains, if I was, having certain feelings that I was trying to deal with or anything like that. She just kind of told me what it was. She told me that this may be happening, and it was good. I'm ready to go. I bought a package. Yeah. I'm ready to go back.
Yeah, I think it's worth, and that's part of, I think as we have interviewed a lot of people on this show, it's brought up a lot of things that maybe we didn't think about, or like myself, I had never heard of this. So, I mean, I want to try to go into this with an open mind and try, different things just to see, kind of what that is. It's, you never know. You never know what's going to resonate with each individual person in the place that they're at, I guess. Is
people find different ways to balance their lives. And if there is, and search for the positive balance of everything in your life.
Yeah, and I don't think, I don't know that we know enough about it to recommend, how to choose the person that you go to. And I think that would be a great topic when Peyton comes on is, we'll talk with her about, what do you need to look for? Because there's certain training that they go through and certain levels. I mean, it's complicated. And, my thing about this, when we try anything new, whether anything, is just always check the person out, because I could, anybody can say that you practice something, but that doesn't mean that we really know what we're doing. And so, I just urge everybody to check it out, check the person out you go to, make sure that they've got the credentialing that you're looking for. And then hopefully when we get Peyton on here, that will be, one of the questions we want to ask her is if somebody new is seeking out, the Reiki, what would the criteria be to choose somebody? What do they need to look for?
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's important. Nobody wants to waste their time messing around with people who are just throwing up ads on Google or whatever. Right. And that, boy, does that happen.
Yeah.
We just got to filter everything out.
Yep. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. One thing, I think we've talked about, when we first started this was more of a personal journey. We started interviewing a lot of people. So hopefully, from this point forward, we'll be delivering much more of these, shorter Thursday episodes where, we can kind of go deep about some things that's happening, in our life at this time. So anyway.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and, by no means are we professionals. These are just things that we're trying out for us and what's working at the moment. So if you have anything to add to this, if you'd like to discuss anything, go to our Facebook site, go to Instagram, go wherever we are, Feeding Patty.
Or even send an email. We'll be glad to try to answer any questions. Like I said, we are not the professionals, and, we don't don't claim to be. We,
No.
we just offer up different suggestions of things that we're trying, kind of where we're at to see, what combination is going to end up working for us. But
Yeah, any suggestions?
Yep.
Great.
all right. Well, until next time, that's going to do it. Of course, you can find us at www.feedingfatty.com. All the major social media channels. We do have a Facebook group we'd love to get some conversation started in. Also, over on Instagram, we get a lot of traction over there. That's a great place to check out the different podcasts that we have up, get some more information, and then also this will go up on YouTube. Check out on our website. We have both an audio player and a video player available. So until next time, that's going to do it for Roy.
I'm Terry.
Talk
Bye.
to y'all later.